All right, this looks like a new name. Let's make some noise for Chris Heist. Chris Heist. Chris, here he comes. All right, I've seen this guy around here a few times. This is definitely his first time on the show. Make some noise for Chris Heist, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. So yeah, America. Fuck yeah. We still have a mass shooting in this country every week or two. It's fucking Look, I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. It doesn't matter if you're the most agro-libertarian or the biggest pussy-sucking liberal. I think we can all agree that I should not be allowed to get a gun. I think I've made that very clear over the years. I don't know how many times I've threatened this fucking government and many major corporations. All right. Relax, it's just a joke. It's not a joke. Thanks, everybody. I'm Chris Heist.
One joke?
There you go. 55 seconds. Chris Heist. All right, so let me give a little backstory to this because this is your first time on the show.
Yep.
However, I have noticeably seen you hanging around the Comedy Store for what, about 5-6 weeks?
Yeah, 6 weeks. I moved
6
here.
weeks
Yeah.
exactly. I took note because I thought at some point you might be the guy that kills me.
Yes.
You're
Like
not
it
the
really
first who
stood
thought
out
that.
to me. We
You're
were
not
making
the first who
Actually
thought
kills Tony.
We were making eye contact a few times, and I noticed you once in the audience,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
the next night I
yeah.
think I was at the Ice House and I saw you. I'm
Yep.
like, holy shit, it's
I've
a
been
fucking
seeing
guy.
a lot of shows going on.
I
You know, a lot of
outside
people
of my
don't.
bedroom window.
A lot of people
don't
don't know this about me. I am a huge medical marijuana advocate, and sometimes I am freaked out naturally, and I just pretend like I'm not. And a couple of those times I was really stoned, and I'm like, this guy either is gonna kill me or I just knew that you'd have an interesting take on comedy if you were gonna do it. Have you always done it? Is it a new thing for you?
No, I've been doing it for about 5 years.
5 years. Where
at? Florida.
And you just came here?
Yeah, 6 weeks
6
ago.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
You are the definition of a Florida man.
I understand that, yes.
Yeah,
Totally.
you're the funniest devil's reject we've ever seen.
Grazie.
I mean, imagine if Charles Manson was this funny. Like
Rob Zombie presents
He would have
comedy.
gotten paroled at least once. So few people would
Tony,
have died.
is it time to play a round of what's in those cargo pants?
Holy shit.
Hey.
I don't think I really want to
Well,
know.
you look,
God.
honestly,
Burner
Tony,
It's a Pebble Nokia
another
phone.
phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
He designed his own pocket vagina.
you look,
yeah.
you look really relaxed for a guy who was just attacked by a cougar.
For those of you just listening, I mean, Joel nailed it pretty hard with the Devil's Rejects reference. You are, I mean, what would we consider? You're a fan of like what?
Zombies?
Punk
Haunted
music?
houses?
Yeah. Punk, hardcore,
Heavy
metal,
metal
all that
type
shit. Yeah.
Undead.
Definitely.
Nephews
I've
of
played in a
man.
few bands through the years,
Oh, okay. You play bass?
No, I yell shit.
You yell shit?
Yeah,
Can you give us an example of some of your amazing musical work? Sure.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Oh, that
very
was good.
I'm
That
pretty
was
kind of
good.
shit.
What's that?
So,
But yeah.
so
Was that-
kind of more of an audience member.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
in a
it's weird-
he's
weird.
in a band called System of a Down Syndrome.
There you go.
Hey, Joelberg on the drums. Wake up! So, you've been doing stand-up
need to
for
put
that
a little
long. How do
makeup,
you make
yeah.
a living? How do you survive?
I just moved here, so I just passed the CBS, so I'm going to substitute teach.
Oh, yeah. As
Yeah,
that makes me feel
right.
so good for my children.
Yeah,
that is going to be the weirdest school shooting ever.
I know.
Exactly. Right?
That's one where you give the kids a pass.
there's holes in your shirt and your story.
Do they make you wear shoes when
They
you
usually
teach
do,
school?
yeah.
But they don't let you have
But no,
shoelaces.
my previous
I would
job in
imagine.
Florida, I wore this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I
You
worked
go
at a college, though.
You
so it's
go a
little
lot
different.
without wearing shoes. He is shoeless
Yes.
underneath
Yes.
some
All
heavily
the time at
baggy
home.
bell-bottom-like pants.
Yeah, every time I've seen you, you've always had ripped clothes. Is there a reason for that? Or
I'm a minimalist, and I wear this all the time. So
are you a traveler?
Are you a time traveler?
Do you tend to keep yourself pretty clean? You a clean
Yes.
guy?
I'm just going to ask you,
Definitely.
what is 2080 like?
a lot better than this shit.
I'd like to know, how many families are you currently haunting?
Yeah.
Too many to
what
count.
what hides underneath your bed?
Right.
It's just a nice accountant.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean,
so
I want to go as you for Halloween.
I'm Chris Heist. Chris Heist.
Your DJ name would be DJ Crawl Space.
Tony, Jesus is holier than I thought.
All right. So, Chris, let's get a little backstory on you. You've been doing stand-up 5 years in Florida. You were substitute teaching there?
I was working as a college math tutor there.
A college
and
math tutor.
Years before that, substitute teaching. So.
Where'd you go to school at?
UF.
You grew up in Florida?
Yeah.
And were you near like the swamps and stuff?
Gainesville?
Yeah, that's where I went to college, but I grew up in South Florida, so.
South Florida.
Yeah.
And so the schools hire you, I'm assuming, as some sort of outreach Scared Straight
Yeah,
program.
sorry. Hey,
Yeah, no,
do your
really
homework,
chill.
kids, or else.
Gainesville's a very chill place. So
Oh, yeah,
a lot
for
of
sure.
A lot of stoners. You know.
Can I just tell you that if you just walked on stage, because obviously you did a great joke about your appearance. If you just walked on stage and tried to, in like an observational way, be like, "So guys, dating's hard, right?" If you just came on and open with that, just this guy knows what I'm talking about, and just try and get everyone to relate to feel people. your like do observational humor.
I have some of that.
Okay,
Because
so
honestly-
I would have liked to see
Yeah, that turn of I don't think I should be able to get a gun. That's a great joke.
It's a great joke.
That's
You
a
only did one
great
joke.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually, I just released an album EP, and that's the first joke on it. So.
What is it? Dating's hard, or no? The gun joke.
The gun
gun
joke.
joke. I like the gun joke. That's great.
I put the site on there. It's free to download for anybody who
So-
likes this sort of shit.
Chris
Yeah,
Heist.
you could like say like, do you ever get your dick sucked in a cardboard box?
No, that's come on.
Did you ever do
Crystal.
that?
He did say that he is a minimalist. What is your living situation, Chris?
Just a small one bedroom in Van Nuys.
Ooh, how
Oh, a
small.
coffin.
Yeah.
Keys on.
Van nice. And you have a car.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you're in the scene. I mean, I know that you started 6 weeks ago because I started seeing you around every time I've been around anywhere for 6 weeks.
Hell yeah.
So you're really throwing yourself into it.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of spots.
Yeah. Just going around with the mics around here, you know.
Like,
Love it.
how do you shop at Trader Joe's? Like, how do you
With
like,
scissors.
Yeah, exactly. How do you do day-to-day normal shit?
I mean, people stare.
Yeah. And how do you
But-
handle it?
I'm fucking used to it by now.
Yeah.
This is like 20-something years or whatever. I've done a lot of acid.
How?
I don't believe it.
You know what? I'm going to live here and say a lot of acid has done you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I feel like you should walk out on stage and be like, "This is the best Burning Man I've ever been
That's
to."
right.
Hey, I went to Burning Man and I fucking loved it.
Hell yeah.
Transformative experience.
How do you clean your beard after you eat pussy?
Oh,
my God.
You look like Creedence Stillwater.
I actually met her. The other day out back of a 7-Eleven.
Hey, yeah, you
That's
did.
true. We were at a mic.
Why would it be Stillwater? I don't really get it.
Because mosquitoes form in it.
All right, fine.
It still doesn't make sense, really.
Look at them. It ain't clear water.
So have you had any substitute teaching gigs yet?
No, I just got the passing grade back from the.
So, like, college math tutoring must have been weird. Did people feel when they first saw you after meeting you online and meeting up with you that they, like, got tutor
this is
catfish
at
or something
at a
like
computer
that?
lab. This is at a computer lab,
Oh.
like at the college itself.
Would you teach them lessons
Like on
like if
staff.
I ask for $1 and someone gives me 25 cents?
Oh, you.
You would
No,
show
it
up
was
as
all
my
calculus, all
You-
calculus and
okay, it's
differential
calculus.
equations.
You would
stuff.
show up as my math
Some
tutor.
algebra.
I would literally be like, "This does not add up."
Yeah, exactly. No, because it's not like it's a whole computer lab. The college students would constantly come in. There'd be 50 students there at a time, and I was one of like 3 or 4 tutors that were on staff all day.
It's awesome.
So.
Would kids just come in and put blankets on you? Be like,
No,
"Are you all right?"
no. But everybody was pretty.
Does
chill,
your
you know,
does your
just-
resume say "will teach for food"?
All right.
Sure.
He's not homeless, guys. He's a minimalist. Stop trying to shoehorn homeless jokes in on this poor guy. He's a fucking college professor.
Okay.
Does your dick taste like Campbell's soup?
Okay. So, Chris,
Yep.
I mean, sort of other than that, like, what's like the craziest thing about you? Because it seems like this is all a misdirect. Appearance is not, you can't judge a book by its cover, right?
yeah.
So,
I mean,
what
in a
is
way.
something wild about you?
It would probably just be the music and the stand-up. You
Yeah.
know? The content of the material is not
What does
for
a guy
everybody.
like you tend to do like during the day? Like, what's a part of your habit? You work out or anything like that? You just tear shirts apart?
I don't. No, this is all entropy. This is just me being lazy and not giving a fuck when shit.
You didn't
usually
design
people-
this.
No. This happened. Time is an artist.
But you keep it clean. Again,
Time
you
is
seem,
an artist.
you seem
Yeah.
like the kind of guy that does it, but you know, you have
Time
common
is
sense
an
about
Yeah,
it.
it's a mathematical puzzle called the Towers of Hanoi. It's a, there's a way to do it.
Everybody in this room is going to hopefully brush their teeth tonight, spit it out in the sink, look in the mirror before they go to bed and go, time is an artist.
That's right. Or look in the mirror before they brush their teeth. They look in the mirror. There's no one behind them. They spit it out. They look back up and he's there. Fucking great shot. Like,
Fuck
whoa!
yeah,
How
fuck
did
yeah.
you get here?
Chris, I'm excited that you signed up for the show. I'm
Yeah,
hoping
thank you,
that
thank you.
maybe we can get you up here again, find out more about you.
Yeah,
Hell
dude.
yeah, man. Yeah. And if anybody wants to download the album, ChrisHeist.com.
ChrisHeist.com. There he
There you
goes.
go.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
ChrisHeist.
Trying to steal the show.
.com. There he goes. Chris Heist. Oh, hey, look, everybody. It's
Hey,
Doug
look,
Benson.
everybody.
Doot, 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 doot.
Did you punch them all in the...
Just real quick, management. Hey, good to see you.
Hey, buddy. Doug, are you
Good to see you.
transitioning?
I'm transitioning. I'm gonna be a real comic someday.
From stone
Make some
to
noise for
sober.
Doug Benson, everybody.
Just super brief message. Super brief message that management asked me to just come up and say, there's a DeLorean double parked outside. And that's the punchline?
It's a late.
Why is there DeLorean double park?
Oh, because it's gonna take.
Do it.
It's gonna take Randy Sklar's mustache back to the 70s.
Thank you. Hey,
Boom. That's it.
Good. We're all human beings. We're all flawed as fuck. It's a fucking shit show. Make fun of it.
Yeah, I have a question, kind of to not defer, but change gears.
Yeah, yeah.
What's your fascination with the Comedy Store?
Well, it's historic freedom. The fucking, the fact that, and I think I talked about this in, the fact that out of all the comic clubs in the world, I mean, historically, it's been, sure there's been mainstream, like half of the acts have been mainstream as fuck, and half of the acts have been fucked up awesome.
Mainstream in obscurity.
Right. But once
Never
still
heard
that
of.
mainstream audience, but that the system, the establishment suppressed because in various ways, you know, they're not getting a TV show, they're not going to be in a movie, they're not going to be able to be booked around it. That we're going to try to, you know. But yeah, some of my favorite comics, all my favorite comics ever, fucking were there at one point, doing shit, and they all. Again, it was able to play the two sides of that coin: the mainstream, which draws it in, and the fucking obscure, awesome, actually doing good work, fucking shit. But the thing that the store did that a lot of other places don't do now, certainly, and probably didn't do that much then, is foster the development of those comedians that were fucked up, that had very fucked up material, very shit that was like historic in a lot of ways.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And really just, but yeah, shit that the establishment would not like, that large corporations are not going to like.
So
you'd think, so most comic clubs don't like it, but
Yeah.
that place always did.
So that's why you feel like you belong there? And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
wanna-
it's-
you want to
it's-
perform there?
Yeah, but it's the thing, you know. It's still unlikely because it's so huge of a fucking thing.
Well,
because
there's a year. I mean, there's a wait list. It's just years.
no, but
It takes years to get in.
But the whole thing is a to me it's just the you know, watching the people that I love there, who always go up late so we can get in, work comics, we can go watch for free or whatever, and I can learn a ton of stuff, you know, watching Metzger and Pepitone and Barris and Holtzman, all those guys, like every fucking night. and it's awesome. So it's about that spirit of expression and good stand-up and fucked up stand-up, obscene as fuck, off the charts.
I agree, though.
Revolutionary, just constantly saying horrible shit that would get you kicked out of most clubs. That place is cool with it. For the most part, I'm sure they have, everybody probably has limits, but
Absolutely.
But that place has the least limits that I know of, and historically speaking, you know, you had comics like Kinison and Dice and Hicks and Carlin and Pryor, obviously,
Carrey.
Paul Mooney. They did fucked up shit, yeah, and they fucking were able to get fucked up shit to another scale of American audience because of that place. And a few other people, you know, because the establishment, even, you know, the corporations are not going to fund that shit ever.
No, absolutely not.
So it and they didn't then. The only reason Lenny Bruce ever got on TV was because Steve Allen put him on TV. Same with Mort Saul. Steve Allen was like a huge fan of fucking subversive comedy. So he was like, he had a show and he's like, I'm putting this guy on. And the executive was like, no, you're not. And he's like, then I walk.
Yeah, it's so epic.
And to have the host of the Tonight Show be like, I walk if you don't let me put this fucking crazy awesome guy on, you know, that kind of shit. And then later, of course, Mort Saul and Lenny Bruce doing the same thing, signing George Carlin to a record label, getting him representation, hooking up Pryor with shit, you know, and then doing the same thing, Dangerfield hooking up fucking Kinison and Dice, Bill Hicks, all these people with fucking spots on shows. They would never have gotten those outlets. They would never have gotten exposed to the American public. I don't think like I have a shot at all. I will not likely, ever be in any clubs. I do what I do. I put out, you know, I've got 6 stand-up albums out. I'm about to release another 2 EPs, and I just put stuff out. And if people like it, if there's a handful of people out there that like what I do or whatever, that's cool. If clubs eventually thought that there was enough of a handful, because a lot of it is business, if they eventually thought that there was enough of a handful that they were like, all right, you know, but I'm not trying to get into places. They will not have me. I think even my shit is too fucked up for, I mean, even at that best place or whatever, Holtzman goes up at the end for a reason, because he's so awesome that the vast majority of the American public would shit themselves if they saw it. They can't take it. They're too ignorant. Now, hopefully, he can enlighten them in that way, to be open to hearing the most horrible shit in the world and laugh about that. But it's, you know, but no club's going to risk, you know, as he jokes oftentimes, putting him up at 9 p.m. or whatever, you know, or starting the show at 10 p.m. or whatever, like whichever, to have him right there, right when everybody's seated and they got their drinks, and he comes out and does all the fucking crazy awesome shit he does, everybody would immediately walk out.
Yeah.
And that's bad for the... Now, they shouldn't, and hopefully culturally people can be conditioned, like just via experience, and artists speaking out about this shit, how, or whatever, writers, everybody, musicians, that they shouldn't be so fucking sensitive to shit. They should understand with a greater degree of sophistication what's going on.
I agree.
And not be so quick to fucking trigger a disagreement switch or whatever. But they likely won't, because it's that again, the beginning of Animal Farm is one of the most horrifying and funny things when they're talking about the different rungs of animals, and they're like, these are the horses, these are the pigs, these are the rats, these are the cat, all these different things, and they're different layers of awareness. And like, the horse is never going to be able to know not because they're hiding it from them, but the pigs just couldn't even explain it to them. The horse is just not there.